And I mean, and I know we, again, I know we always touch on this. It's probably one of the biggest gifts of this entire eating philosophy is that it doesn't take over your mind anymore. It was always a constant, what am I eating? What am I going to eat now? And okay, when I have time to work, I mean, I used to work out on Christmas Day. I used to run health clubs in Atlanta because I was so obsessed, if I would eat, I mean, I would get up, I would open the gym for myself. I would go work out, for myself. It's be really cold in Atlanta, but I wouldn't miss a day, even Christmas Day. I was just that kind of mentality. I would go on vacation and work out every single day. It would just kill me to not do it. And so it doesn't allow you to have a lot of fun. You can't enjoy the parties that you're at. You can't enjoy Christmas because you're just so obsessed about the food and working out and trying to do it. And then you're guilty. I mean, it's just this really bad mental role when it should be this time of joy and fun. And when you start feeding the system what you want and everything becomes a little bit more regulated and calm, then you can actually enjoy your time. Then you can actually be with your family. Then you can actually eat whatever, because you kind of know you're not going to binge on it because your body has better, regulation at this point in time. And you just don't want to. You're not going to go binge and drink 52 drinks, and all of these things. And I know, like you, I mean, I don't drink anymore. And so it's one of those things that it just doesn't seem to get in my way. But I will eat whatever and enjoy whatever. But I also don't overconsume or overeat and wake up the next day and go, oh my God, I
feel so sick. Yeah. And you punish yourself.
Doesn't happen. And then there's the punish. Yeah, absolutely.
And it takes time to get there. Like, it wasn't like I instantly got better. Like I instantly felt better, I think, when I started eating like this, but it took me time to stop the binge eating and, like you say, the mentality to really shift that and shift those beliefs, I think. And, sometimes women will come into our program and it is intense to start with because it's learning. You have to be focused. You have to track. You have to measure but the thing is, do the hard yards at the start and you'll absolutely reap the benefits at the end. It's like with anything, like I think about now when I train with Thomas, like I've done some good solid years of strength. So he tells me something and I'm like, I just pick it up quick. I'm like, I understand I'm, like I'm strong, relatively strong now. It's like the same with the food. It's, you track, measure, find what works for your body, build up your metabolism, and then it's like when you have to go and eat off the plan, it's not even an issue. You don't have to think anymore. Like doing meal plans, you don't have to think. You just, like we have women who have been in our program for like 6 months plus and they're like, because they're all busy mums. So they'll do their little meal plan. It'll take them 5 minutes. They'll prep their food. It might be an hour to an hour and a half, 2 hours a week. And they're sweet for the week. They'll go out to parties. They'll be able to choose foods and eat things without going, oh, fuck. Like you said, I've got to drink 10 beers and eat all this shit food. It's like, it's just not a thing anymore. But it was hard at the start.
Yeah.
And I think you've got to prepare yourself for that, right? It's going to be hard.
Anytime you want change, anytime you want a big change, and this is a big change, because we're asking you to change something that you've probably been thinking for the last 20, 30, 40 years, and that takes time and effort, and you really have to put a lot of conscious effort into it. It's not going to be your, we live, what do they say, most of our life in our subconscious or unconsciously, you're just doing things out of habit. So this is not going to be your habit. So you've got to now go in and it takes time. It's going to take more energy initially. You have to think about things. You have to log things and you're like, ugh, and I'm like, yeah, but it's not forever. It's just getting, like you said, you got to get over the hump. You got to put in that effort so that it now becomes your new habit. So in 6 months, it becomes much easier. You don't have to log as much, And then in 12 months, you really start to feel better and start losing the weight and whatever that looks like to you. But you have to start shifting the thought, the beliefs, and your habits. If you're not ready to do that, you're just like, well, I'm not. I really don't want to food shop. I don't want to cook. I still want to eat out all the time. And I'm not really interested in working out. Okay, well then just don't waste your money.
Yeah, don't do it. You're not ready. Yeah.
You're not ready. Yeah. It's gonna take time and effort and work, like anything when you make a significant change in your life. And but this is like gonna be all encompassing because it's gonna support you in all the other levels of your life, right? Because if you don't have the help to do it, it's just everything else becomes more challenging. So you can put the effort and time in the beginning now and put in the work and commit to it and just say, I'm going to do it. Or you don't have to. I mean, either way, it's your choice. But this, I know I'm super passionate about this because I've lived through so much dieting, food craziness my whole entire life. I've been in the fitness industry. I used to tell people, these crazy things to do because, I'd always be 6 months on the new diet with everybody else. I'd get really lean and then I would, totally binge off of it. And then something else would come out and it's exhausting, and once you get into your late 30s and 40s to continue to keep doing that. And when you find a different direction that you don't have to, I never knew that could exist. And when it does, you're like, wow, this has just saved me so much more time and effort and thinking and mentality.
It's so freeing.
And it's so freeing, right? It is totally freeing. And it's funny because I see these people that do keto and, they preach that it's very freeing because they're not on this carbohydrate roller coaster because they weren't eating the right things in the right ways before. And if you do, if you are on that roller coaster, you're either eating the wrong carbs or the wrong amounts or you're whatever it is. And that on some level could be freeing, or you can completely give them up and think that's freeing, or you can learn to eat them correctly and have them all the time. And that can also be freeing. So you can choose that too. If you think it's easier just to remove them, okay, that's one way. It's not probably going to create some other issues down the road. Or you can learn a better relationship with the carbohydrates. And once you actually learn that, yes, you can consume them on a regular basis all the time, you will find that it's not like a drug that you want more of it. You actually find that you get regulated more and that you can now tolerate more and that you'll feel better and you're not going to go into those craving states anymore. So.
I think too, and I say this all the time, and I believe it, and this is something that I practice. So I'll never ever tell anyone or say that you should do something that I do myself, but invest in yourself to learn and grow. Like we have business coaches, we work with strength coaches, like we've worked with nutrition, like, it's just, you want to get there quicker, invest in and work with someone, work with Kate, work with whatever your goal is. If your goal is to come in and you want to change your body composition and eat healthy and, come and work with us. If you've got, some deeper issues, go and work with Kate because you will, it's like, it will change your life so much. Like I can't even describe to women how freeing it is to finally just not be thinking about food all the time and to actually go to sleep and wake up 7 to 8 hours later and feel, jump out of bed and be like, fuck yeah, I want to attack the day, and look in the mirror because look, we all want to look good and to just be happy in the body. But I think too, once I used to, no matter how skinny I got, I still was never happy before, whereas now I think once you've rested and you feel better, you start to love your body more. And you'll get to a point where, cause everyone has, some women look at me and they think I'm too big, but I don't care because this is how I like to look. I'm really happy. I love being strong. But there's women come in all different shapes and sizes. And I think it's about getting to a healthy place, healthy, feeling good, and then just be happy with your body. Love the body that you have, I'll look at every woman and try and pick something out that I think's really beautiful about her because I think everyone has different things, and I think women spend so much time focusing on I hate this about myself. And I'm like, tell me one thing you love about yourself. I think, but you know what? It's so easy to do that when you're fucked because you're tired and you're eating heaps of green vegetables and you just, hung over from the binge drinking on the weekend versus you're rested. You can think clearly,
Well, it's true. And you've done it and I've done it. So, there's no judgment. people, I've been there, done it. We are not, we all have some ego in us, I'm not Gandhi. And,
I still want to look good, but I think, but I want to feel good too. And my version now of how I want to look is much bigger and more muscular, and I still have fat on me. Craig always jokes around. He's like, your ass is so doughy. He's like, he'll
this is always,
he's like, there's so much fat on your ass. He's like, we couldn't, he jokes about getting the calipers out and trying to skin fold. He's like, we couldn't even get the calipers to open wide enough to get all the fat on your ass. We have a joke about it, it's just,
but if anything, it's always interesting to me when I have conversation with women in their 40s or 50s, and they hate their bodies and everything. And I'm like, let me ask you a question. Back when you were 20, what did you look like? Oh, I was 30 pounds lighter. And I'm like, what did you think about your body then? Well, I probably hated it then too. Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So, right. I mean, and you just hated it your whole life. So right now, maybe in 20 years, you'll wish you would have had the body when you were 50. So it's like, appreciate where you're at right now. I'm not saying that you can't try to improve it, but you've got to be okay with where you're at right now and find the good things in that place. And you know, and here's the things that are going to get you in trouble: comparing yourself to freaking others, right? Just totally tearing yourself apart because you have this thought process of what you should be looking like, or you should be this or that or whatever. None of those are going to help you and be successful. It's just not. So decide within yourself that, you know, focus on those things you like, focus on, you know, and your journey to getting better is going to be a lot easier than if you focus on all that shit you don't like about yourself. You're just going to keep hitting walls because all of that negativity, all of that neural feedback that you're giving yourself is just not going to support you into getting into a better place. So I'm not saying it's easy. It takes daily work, like everything. All of this is day-to-day work that you've got to focus on. But the more you keep trying to put yourself in that place and practice it, you know, then you will continue to get better, you know. So again, the choice is always yours. And that's why I do think of programs like yours that have an ongoing support system and has that. It's really beneficial for a lot of people that can do workout, they can do the diet, they can do everything encompassing, you know, it's super supportive to people.
I think too, like having a community around you as well. Like, you know, we've sort of aligned ourselves like with you and Emma and Danny, and it's just being around people that are similar to you and that have, you know, like every time I speak to you, you're a happy person. Like you're happy, you know, like Emma's happy, Danny's like, obviously you have times when, you know, nothing's always bloody perfect, but it's like and people that have the same beliefs that, you know, you guys have a real thirst for knowledge and you're growing like us, you know, just surround yourself with good people that lift you up and push you forward to be better and support you, I think too, like, cause you're always going to have the hard times, but who are just going to go, come on, you can do it. Like pick yourself up, fail forward. You know, you made a mistake. Who cares? Just keep going.
Yeah. I mean, it does help to have it. I mean, this can be a lonely world when you're out there in the world of the no sugar people and sugar avoidance. You know, and all of a sudden you're trying to, I mean, how many people are constantly like, you know, I try to tell these people that this is, you know, and they freak out and you know, and I'm like, you know what, give advice to people that want it and those that don't, just, you know, hush up because, you know, but that's why it's helpful to be in a community where everyone is understanding the philosophies and is supportive in the philosophies and has had success in the philosophies. And it does help support you, you know, because if you're constantly surrounding yourself with vegans, or keto, you know, and if that's what you're doing, great. But if you're not, and that's what you're hearing, it's gonna be a little bit more challenging for you.
And it's funny too, like one of our coaches, she's so awesome. She's like 62. She messages me this morning. She gets all fired up. She's like, I'm just so mad. Bloody my boss, like my old boss, he's like older than her, I think. You know, Kitty and Kate shouldn't be going around saying that people shouldn't eat cruciferous green vegetables. Like you obviously watched the green vegetables thing that we did.
Right.
And she's like, you know, he has to come home in the afternoon and have a sleep and his health isn't that good and blah, blah. I said, Deb, when do you take advice? Like, look at the person. Like, I love it because he's all sciencey and I'm like, you should say to him, well, science is really working for you, isn't it? And Deb is like 62, incredible. She looks incredible. She's healthy. She never gets sick. She's strong. Like she deadlifts and squats double her body weight at 62 years old. Like she's awesome. And I just said, don't worry about it. Like I just don't care anymore because I'm just too busy helping the people that want help. You know, and I'm like, I always say, well, if what you're doing is working, you feel amazing and you're happy. I'm like, keep doing it. Keep eating your green vegetables. If it's working for you. I'm like, Deb, would you like to be like him? And she's like, hell no. I'm like, well, there you go. Like, don't worry about it. You know? So it's just so funny that how people you probably get this too, scroll through your ads and they're like, right, these big things. I'm like, just fuck off. Like, don't you have anything better in you? I see shit all the time about keto, like, because obviously we have our beliefs, you know, like I would never recommend someone to be vegan or keto or whatever, but I'm like, I don't go around on Facebook finding the vegan and the keto people and putting my opinion and joining the Facebook groups and going, you shouldn't do this. I'm like, you should just do what works for you. And if that's good for you, do it. I'm going to be doing this. But somehow they have to, you know, get on their high horses and bloody, not everyone's like that.
There's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of opinions out there, and a lot of them are a little bit more righteous than others, and I think everybody has their journey, and I'm not saying yours is right or wrong. If you're being a vegan right now, maybe that's a journey you need to be on.
Yeah. If it works for you, do it.
It's just how and and we all go through a learning process. If somebody comes to you and says they have the end result, they're 95 years old, you got to learn the way you're going to learn. I mean, you listen to advice, but ultimately we all have to fail. We all have to do things, and that helps us learn what's wrong. And that gives us information. I mean, I'm a very inexperienced person. I need to have experiences to know what's right or wrong for me. You just telling me doesn't work well. I'm like, no, I got to go fuck it up. And I learn, and then I learn more. But that's how I function better, right? And so I think that's how most people are. And it's so, I'm the right way. Let them do as they want to do. It is always interesting if they want to come on my page or yours or whatever, and then give their sense. And and then, they're like, well, you're closed-minded. And I'm like, I'm
closed-minded.
I'm on my page. I mean, because I'm not interested in listening to their six, and I'm not saying I'm not interested or whatever. It's like, this is the philosophy I believe in. Well, you're being closed-minded. I'm like, I'm not looking for other answers. This is, you're on my page.
Yeah. Why are you
I'm not
here?
going to go into a synagogue and preach like that you need to be Catholic. It's just not going to happen. It's just, why do you do that? Whatever. Anyways.
Well,
Christmas, go big.
Yeah. So ladies, if you're watching this, it's never too late to change. And I think, and I just get emails every day and I'm like, what is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So it's like, maybe make your New Year's resolution is, I'm not going to do these dumb diets anymore. I'm going to invest in myself and I'm going to learn about nutrition, and I'm going to play the long game, because I know that I can't undo 20 years of all the shit that I've done in 12 weeks. And maybe make that your New Year's resolution, because that's one that you can definitely succeed at.
Yeah. I mean, the belief that the fitness or the health industry has told you about, you need to have massive willpower and, and you put yourself in these situations and, drink a bunch of water to make yourself full, or drink a bunch of air foods to make you, all of these things that they've said to you that kind of maybe work, but they really didn't, right? I mean, all these things that we have done that say this, and then when you go off because you can't withstand not having sugars anymore, and you binge and you're like, I'm a failure, I'm a loser, I have no willpower. Like that is all of that has set you up for failure, because you can't succeed with that kind of story. You can't succeed physiological, and your brain will finally just tell you you're gonna get the sugars. But if you learn a different way and you understand why it's good for you, and you shift your brain's thoughts around why you're eating certain ways, your chances of becoming successful are going to greatly increase, and then you won't be doing this to yourself next year, the year after, or so forth. And then your health, because as you age, what we're all thought is our health will continually get worse and worse and worse, but that's not necessarily true either. You can get better. If you're in a place of unwell being right now, then you continue to get better. And so, and then 5 years or 10 years, you're going to be that much better than you are right now. But if you continue into the philosophy of what you've been doing that's been making you sick and fat and all of these other things, and you think that now this time you'll be successful on that same plan, you're wrong. It's not going to work. So
save yourself the heartache.
Change it up, baby.
Yeah, don't. Yeah. One of she's a good friend and a client, and she sort of she did really well for a while, and then she sort of just had 12 months of wasn't consistent, lots of stress, and she was looking at, I think I told you this, and she just said to me, she's like, Kitty, I cannot get to the end of next year and be how I am now. Something has to change. I can't do it anymore.
Right.
So don't, ladies, waste another 12 months of your life being obsessed with diets, because there is a better way. You can change it. You can turn it around. You can feel better. Yeah. So, that was awesome. And this will be our last one. This will be our last one before Christmas. We won't do any more before Christmas. I don't think. Do you? We'll do one in the year. So I've still got one that we've done.
No, I leave. Yeah. I go home.
Yeah.
This was how long was this? 4 hours?
Yeah. I can't see.
It's like three shows.
Yeah.
It was an hour.
It's a good one. It was really, really good. But
that's
yeah. But have a really great Christmas, Kate. Enjoy all the yummy food, and we'll catch up again in the new year in 2019.
You
How
got
exciting. All right.
19. Yeah,
Bye.
it is. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.